Hello, 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 hello. Pete Butler in the room with you today. Lovely people. In this video, I want to share with you a common question that I get asked. Obviously, we do Google ads and YouTube ads for estate agents and that sort of thing, and we get results. But the common question that I get, which is a bit of a vanity thing, what good looks like? Now, good looks like basic results. Okay. But when we set up Google ads, you can um, what good looks like is basically ads that call out their ideal customer. Okay, so I'm going to quickly share with you what I consider um, good ads to basically call out people that are googling estate agent near me, and that term. So they're looking for an agent, okay, in their particular town. So I've done the same thing here, and I'm going to point out some good bits. And obviously, I don't have access to these guys' accounts. So from a metric point of view, or from a data point of view, it's all about how many phone calls, how many form fills. That's what good looks like. And I suppose because ads are a bit of a moving, sort of a breathing, a living thing, if you imagine that, you've got to tweak and twist and turn and optimize as you go. So you don't just set, a lot of people think that Google Ads is set and forget. It is nowhere near set and forget. You've got to consistently go back to the ads once you've got them live every 14 days. And then as you roll it out even further and create more ads, turn ads off and that sort of stuff. But you'll learn, and it become like almost like the bots are doing it for you now, because these, especially Google, have become more reliant on the AI. And anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm going to share with you what I consider to be good and a bad ad. Good and bad ad. Okay, so I've just Googled estate agent in Solihull. Okay, I'm going to go to the top. So obviously, where's that gone now? Sorry, I've come off. Where am I? Where am I? Guys are seeing this. So it's all about, there we go. It's all about, so this is the top ad. Sorry, I had about 3 or 4 different screens. So as you know, I've just Googled estate agent Norwich, and at the very top, as we know, Google preference, I prefer ads and show ads at the very top of Google, just before the maps. Okay, so this is what we're talking about at the very top of Google. Okay, when someone types in estate agent Norfolk, okay, I've got Purplebricks, okay, which, to be fair, they spend so much money and they are the best digitally. They are out there, and they've learned how to run Google Ads very, 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 very well. So we just literally go, right, what works for those guys? We'll just basically almost copy and basically copy and rinse what they do. Now you've got to be careful. Do not copy, but model. There's a word called model. So don't just literally rip off what your competitors are doing, because Google will see that as basically a bit naughty. So they'll give you poor ad score and drop you down. So instead of being in the top 4, you'll be in the bottom 3 and right at the bottom here, because there are ads there as well. So anyway, so what I consider good ad, I do like Purplebrick ads, not just for the ad copy, so the words on the ad, because it's saying book your free free valuation today. Now, the term free valuation, from a consumer's point of view, I'm like, yeah, I'm either a buyer or a seller, or I'm a tenant, or I'm a landlord, or whatever. So that's calling me out. Like I'm interested in selling. Now we use slightly different terminology on that, but we flip it around. Now that's what I call a good ad, because it's got also what they call ad extensions at the bottom. So you'll see that there's 4 spaces at the top of Google, because they've got a really good ad and they've been doing it for so long. They've got probably 10 out of 10 in terms of the ad score. Basically it's got great characteristics, such as a great headline, okay, estate agents in Norwich, which is great because it's relevant to the search term that I'm looking at. So I'm technically in Norwich, but I'm not. But I've typed in there, it's coming there, so it's basically bounced back the word that I'm looking for, which is cool. Now it's pointing out people. If I'm a buyer and I'm not looking to sell my house, then I'm not going to click on this ad. Okay, basically is what I'm saying. It's also got what they call ad extensions. So it's basically beefed up the ad. It's made it bigger. So there's only 2 ads because of the ad extensions. So I want to sell my house. I want to rent a house. So that's driving people to the tenants. I want to let my house. that's obviously, paying nothing until you find a tenant, free unlimited accompanied viewings. Interesting. Okay, so from a layman's point of view or an investor's point of view, I'd look at this and go, yeah, list today from just 999. Instruct Purple Bricks today from just 999 asterisks. Okay, so there's a bit of T's and C's there, but from a layman's point of view, taking my agent hat off now, that's a very, really strong ad. And because it's got ad extensions, and the ads extensions in this auction, because I don't know whether you know that you don't always show. It's a micro auction in the space of a click of a hand, or a click of a finger, or a clap of a hand. There's an auction gone on. As soon as someone Googles anything, you straight away, bang, that's an instant auction. Imagine 1,000 people going, oh yeah, and these have won the auction, and they've won with a bit of a sweetener, which is called ad extensions. Now, these ad extensions are driving people not just to the homepage, they're driving people to different pages. Now, if you look at, so if I hover over these links here, the blue lines, you'll see at the bottom of the pages, it's actually showing up. It doesn't show the hyperlink. So it just shows, it's basically sending me to other pages of Purple Bricks. Now, that's what I call a fair to good ad, okay? In relation to what I'm seeing so far, I was hoping for more ads, but in this auction there was only 2 at the top of Google. The other side, with every good and really good one, there's also agents that don't really bother with like looking at like the copy and just bang up the brand and hope and pray that someone wins. This one, on the other hand, is not so good. In fact, it's poor. It's a general ad, and that means it's poor because it's calling to everybody. Gilson Bailey are letting agents established for 10 years. So what? There's no effort been put into this. So yeah, that's what I call and apologies. Sorry, not sorry. Hopefully, if you're Gilson Bailey letting agents, you're listening to this and or taking a bit of tip, or you're their media buyer, you're going to go back and hopefully revisit these ads, because that ad could be massively improved. But hey, you're there. At least you're there, which is good, because a lot of people tend to not do it at all, which is good. But you could improve that. Established for 10 years doesn't mean, that's like saying I won the Esters 2004. It doesn't matter. There's no reason to. So obviously, out of those 2 people, who are you going to go with? You know what I mean? It's going to be Purple Bricks. So, and that's what they're doing. Purple Bricks really are they are the Don. Simply because they run PPC, because they know where to be seen up here on organic. So if you're not here, then you need to be somewhere. And if you want to get in front of people who are actually Googling. So, and 60,500 searches a month for a estate agent near me. So that's what I consider good. That's what I consider bad. It's not a bad little demo, actually, is it really? Because you got the contrasting. This one, I mean, yeah, it is on the borderline of, really, really bad. But, if you're working for this business, then I'd go back and just revisit them and just like look at the words that you're using, and don't talk about, Purple Bricks are saying, yeah, it's us, but they're also going like, here's some benefits, here's some content. I want to sell my house, I want to let my house, I want to do this. They're basically putting this ad in the mind of the consumer, not let's sell your house, established for 10 years. Purple Bricks know that people don't care. The only people that care about you is your business is yourself, your staff, hopefully, and also your parents and your family. Okay, hopefully, fingers crossed. If you've done a good job, sorry, blast your ears. But yeah, that's what I consider a good and bad ad. What do you think? What are your thoughts on these 2 ads? Obviously, Purple Bricks story aside, what do you like, and what do you, am I right, am I wrong? But the real, if I was running these ads, I would judge it on the fact that, what's the data showing me? How many people are actually clicking on the ads? How many people are making a phone call from the ads? And all sorts of little back end, what's the landing page website like? Like if I click on Gilson Bailey, I won't do it, but it'll probably, no doubt, almost like judging before I've even gone anywhere on it, but I think that would go straight to their homepage. Choice, yeah. Oh, choice of services. Okay, landlords. It's taking me through to the landlord page at the bottom left. /landlords. Choice of services. Okay, so all right, so they're not driving people to the homepage, which is good. Okay, so anyway, a little bit of a rant, but hopefully you get, if you're running Google Ads and you want, or you would like to run Google Ads, then consider the words, before spending any money. Do a lot of research on what the competitors are doing, and learn from the best, which is what we all do. Success leaves clues. Anyway, rant over. Hope this reaches you well. Any questions, any comments, drop them in below. Take care.